Welcome to Plan Watch Walk, the home of great walking and open honest equipment reviews. Today and tomorrow we're going to be taking on the Issac Tea Trail, which is a marked walk in South Northumberland, and we are on day one and we're going to be starting in Allendale and we're going to be walking through to Alston. We're going to be taking on two sections of the walk. So before we look at what adventures we get up to along the trail, let's have a look at the mapping and the routing, and we'll see you on the other side. Leaving Allendale, we follow the river East Allen and then head up onto the moors and Allendale Common, reaching Cold Queue and onward to Nent Head. Then we follow the River Nent, passing Nent Hall, on our way to Alston. Really pleased to be joined by Roger from the Issac Tea Trail, and he's going to give us a brief introduction to the walk.
Thanks, David. Well, welcome to Issac's Tea Trail. The trail is 36 miles. It's basically in the middle of northern Britain. It's got similarities to trails elsewhere. It's a circular trail of 36 miles, but ultimately it's unique and very distinctive with its own particular characteristics, which anyone who finds themselves on the trail will readily appreciate. It's in a relatively remote area, and recently somebody's highlighted that the irregular pattern of it resembles the map of Australia. So it's admittedly very much a reduced version of that, but there are similarities to the English outback, with plenty of interesting, quirky places to discover and some wonderful landscapes to enjoy.
That's fantastic. We're going to be joined by Roger throughout the video. He's going to be introducing the different stages, so we'll be joining you again soon. Starting the first day of this walk in the square of Allendale. Beautiful town in the southern reaches of Northumberland. Here we've got the square itself, and we're going to heading towards the Allendale Inn. You see ahead of us, just bear off left, and we're going to be heading over the river. Welcome back to Roger. We're just going to do a brief introduction now of stage one of the walk. Over to you, Roger.
Right, just a few words about the name of the trail. It's named after an itinerant tea seller called Isaac Holden, who came from Allendale, where the trail starts, and it starts at the well that was named after him. So it's not an artificial trail in any sense of the word. It's very much defined by this Victorian tea seller who was originally a lead miner, and the particular characteristics of the landscape has largely been origins are to do with lead mining and associated small-scale farming. So that's the foundation of why we're in Allendale and starting from here. The first section that we focus on today takes us over from Allendale to Nent Head, over on the Cumbrian border, and we start from the small village of Allendale and through or down the East Allen River or alongside it, through hay meadows. It is well worth looking out for the rowan tree stob basil. These were defensive farmhouses that were found in the border regions and hark back to the Reaver times, the turbulence and stability of strife which dominated that area for 300 or more years. The basil is very much representative of that. We then climb up to the moors, the bleak moors, or relatively bleak, hence the name Black Way, and that takes us up to the high ground and the ghost village of Coldclough, which was once a thriving centre for lead mining, but with the demise of lead mining, the community disappeared, and there's now just 2 or 3 houses there. Then we climb to the highest point on the trail, which in the distance has views of Crossfell, which is the highest mountain on the Pennine Range. And then we drop down to Nenthead to complete that section of the day's walk.
As we come down the hill out of Allendale, we come over the bridge, along, just below us, and as we continue along over the bridge, we've got some signage ahead of us, just in front of this white house. Regard a parcel, if you like. And here we go. We have our first signs for Issac's Tea Trail. So we're heading off down the side of the path here. How beautiful is this? We're on the side of the river East Allen. The path continues ahead of us here. Pretty sure we need to go through the gate. You can see just in the centre. As we continue on down the trail, we pull back down to the river East Allen. We can just see here, and the walking along here, unbelievably pleasant. Some nice little wooded glades. Got the sound of the river just on our left here, and you can just see ahead there. Just the river just meandering its way through the countryside. Oh, we've got this beautiful little gully to drop into. We've got a path just on our left there. Drop into the gully and out the other side. Well, what I said just before about signage on the trail is living up to my billing. You've got directions here in Pacific to a footbridge. So look, we've got a rabbit hanging across the field. And here's the footbridge. We just picked up with the road here, map top right. And we are going to be picking up the trail, heading across the fields. Going to be going down to pick up the river East Allen for the final time. And then we're going to be picking up this road again for a short while. Well, this is a point where we leave the river East Allen. Our path takes us through. We've got some farmhouses ahead which we're going to heading towards, and then we're up onto the fells. So lots more to look forward to. As we just come over Kinnickshield Burn, we come here to Rowan Tree Stob, just say over here. This was built at the early 17th century, just at the end of the period when it was commonplace for the border raids to go ahead. In normal build circumstances, what we used to have is the byre on the bottom, so we can see here the entrance to the byre. We're going to go in, and the living was on the top. So let's just go and have a little look and see what we can find. Here we go. Still some of the the walls remaining. You can see here we've got some of the fortified type structure in it for protection, etc. And there's what would be in the fireplace for the first floor and the chimney stack. As we continue to meander along our trail, it looks as if we're heading up around the trees. Then you come to this post and it says tea trail down to the left. And you have a look over the edge and you're going, yeah, really? And then you go, oh, yeah, really? Look, there's a bridge full of hidden surprises. Well, we've just come across the fields and we were at Pry Hill 3/4 of a mile ago. And here we have the continuing Issac Trail indicators, and I'm going to be picking up the road. Oh, there's another one. Oh, very good. I'm going to be picking up the road, heading down the road for just a short while. This is the road we cut across before, and as I say, short while down here, and then back and start to get up onto the fells, which we can just see through the trees there. Here ahead of us, centre of the screen, we can see the valley that we've walked along. We've been up and down quite a bit, but in fact we've been following some tree lined areas and everything. And I mentioned before, we're going to be coming up to, just bang round past this house here, onto the moors. So here ahead of us we have the moors. We are a welcoming sign. So here we are, welcome to the moor. There's lots and lots of wildlife up here. Let's hope we see some of it. Time of year maybe it's for lapwings, and if we're lucky we might see a hawk or a merlin up here. And the North Pennine Moors group was established by gamekeepers living and working on the moors. So they are part of the management of the moors. So we've got our trail heading up ahead of us. Well, for those of you who watch, for those of you who watch my videos and walks, you know that I say don't forget to look behind you. And this is why. It's starting to get quite stunning as we get up onto the fells and the moors. But we are not short of signs. So we've got here, we've got the tea trail noted on there, and we have Colquhoun 2 3/4. So we're now starting to get properly onto the fells and the moors, along through the heather, which is just starting to come out. So all very, very nice. Well, the scenery just keeps on getting better as we climb. See a post here straight ahead of us. I'll reference that in a second. Beautiful, ever so still. But what's good, just up on the headland there, you can see the next post. So what I've noticed coming up the moors here is that once you leave one post behind you, you can see another one in your eyesight. So that's really good. So, all going well. What I love about these moorland walks is the scenery just keeps evolving and moving as you continue. So here's some more of the fantastic signage, and the path moves itself through the heather and onwards. Fantastic. Let's continue on our path. We come across little streams as we go. You can hear the stream moving through the valley. What I particularly like about this one is the name, and the name is Nan Davison's Clue. Fantastic. Bit different. We're about 2/3 of the way over the moors section. We're currently at Carshield Moor. So we're looking across, we've got the path, pick up the road, Going to be picking that up, and then we get to Coal Queue Hoff, which is the house pretty much centre of screen, and then we head up and we're heading across onto the other side of the fells. So all very pleasant. I've seen a few different types of signs for Issac's Trail. This so far is my favourite. How wonderful. Nearly at the house, centre of screen, and up on the fells again. As we pick up the road, got to go over a bridge, and we've got a scene of some really nice cascading water. This is the upper reaches of the East River Allen, and it just meanders its way through the valley, which is eroded probably over thousands of years. So we've had our little walk along the road. You can just see the centre of screen there, and where we've come from, we didn't take the road right the way up. We went right across the fells and over the far side. And the tranquility and beauty up here, it's fantastic. So we've got a little bit of a hardly a climb, it's an ascent up the side of here to our highest point, and then we're going to drop over the other side and start our walk into Alston. Well, this is our highest point on today's route. We are about 600 metres to where we've been coming from. Up on top of there is the Dodd, and our trail continues straight ahead here, and we've got a nice little picture of Issac Trail, and it says welcome to Cumbria. So our route now takes us across the fells here, and we're going to drop down into Nenthead, and we're through the valley, which you can pretty much see centre screen ahead of us. As we come up to the next post, it's good to see that people haven't lost a sense of humour. And here we have a teapot attached to the post. So we must be on the tea trail. How wonderful. Well, ahead of us here we've got some signs for Issac's Tea Trail and head 1 1/4, and we've got a seat. So I think this is a damn good place. Have a quick respite, take in some of the views, have a bit of a sandwich and a drink, fuel up, and then continue on. So that is stage 1 complete, so we're just about to start stage 2. So over to Roger once again to introduce stage 2.
Yeah, stage 2, we're going from Nenthead, which once had a reputation as the village without sin, such was its strength of Methodist faith in that particular community, as far as Alston. It's a relatively short section, 6 miles, but it's a very characterful one following the River Nent, but it's more challenging than might first appear because there's a number of fairly high stiles, but it's extremely well, signage is excellent, and it's a very pleasant walk, and it concludes with the lovely flight of waterfalls known as the Seven Sisters to Gossip Gate, and then we're back in, reached Alston. Worthy of note, which you will not see, is the whole distance that we've walked is an underground canal or drainage level, which was built for the mines, which was a remarkable engineering feat going back to the 18th century. And occasionally you might notice some of the tops of some of the shafts along there. So it's hidden from view, but like much of the area, there's all sorts of heritage mining interest all about.
Well, it's a very nice entrance as we drop down to come into Nenthead. You can see here we've got a sign on the left here. There is Issac Trail to our right. let's go and have a little explore around Nenthead. At the end of it here, we've got the Nenthead mines, a few more houses down there. We've got the Miners' Arms. So we're getting the idea of a bit of the history, I think. So we've got a small path, takes us down the side of the road, and then we're off again on our trails. I know I keep mentioning it, but the signage is just unbelievably good. So we're just leaving Nenthead, and we've got a nice path ahead of us. So from here through to Alston, which is the highest village in England, it's relatively flat. But we'll see. As we walk down the path, we come up to this house. And I saw these little models here, and I thought, oh, they're quite cute. Keeping on walking, I suddenly thought, oh, hello, there's more. We get past this bush here. This is just absolutely amazing. Like way up on the high ground as well. Little clusters of houses. Here we have Graceland, and we've got another cluster here, church at the back. Incredible. We continue on our path. We've been directed into this wooded area, pretty thick pines. Over on our left, through the trees, is the River Nent, and we're going to be following the track of the River Nent right the way through to Alston. Then there's a mixture of different trails and track along our course, so still plenty to look forward to. So, continuing along the path, we've got Nentsbury just on our left, which is along the side of the River Nent. We are continuing the path. All going well. Got about an hour and a half to go to get into Alston. But yeah, cracking day. So, onward. We'll centre of the screen, we've just come down the pretty steep slope with the steps there, which is good. We've come to Nent Hall Bridge. So just over here there's a small memorial in honour of the men of Nenthall who fell in the Great War, 14 to 18. So we continue, we're going to go over the River Nent, and we're going to turn right and head over the fields. We'll just come down from the bridge and follow the River Nent. For those of you who've watched some of my videos before, you'll know that I have a certain sense of tranquility being along water. It is a very nice way to be finishing off the walk along the side of a river. Oh, that was such a pleasant walk down the side of the Nant there. We were just meandering its way through. And we have a look at either side of the bridge. It continues through. We're pulling a little bit back from it now. We'll be going up and through the trees on our left. Well, since we left the Nant, we've been up, followed the road up high there. Just come down a bit of a steep bank here on the road, Issac Trail, Alston 1.5. So we're back down along the Nant, more or less the last hour and a half. So that's great. Well, as we're continuing along the Nid, we've come up to this rather nice waterfall. As the river continues its way. So we're right in Alston. We're in the square. You can see here the structure, which is probably part of the original marketplace. And we're going to be heading down towards the church. You can just see the spire just at the top there. Gonna have a little look around. We have covered 17 miles and the highest point was 1,765 feet. It's taken around 8.5 hours and we've had a total descent of 2,234 feet. Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. That's day one with stage 1 and 2 of Issac's Tea Trail. If you want to see what's in stage 3 and 4 on day 2, I'm going to be out again tomorrow and that's going to be released soon. So I hope you enjoy that one as well. So until we meet again, until the next time, bye for now.